Okay. So let's go to design again. So this component is going to be simple. That means that this component is going to have a little amount of code, but it might seem a bit complex to you. So if you can see, we have a nested nested menu, right? And design nested menu. So if we expand the documentation for JavaScript, as you can see in our menu folder, we have, this is our menu. So inside menu, we have a onClick function, and we can set up the width, and we can also set up the default selected key. That means by default which one is going to be selected, and default open keys. We can also set up the mode inline or like what is it? I think block or something. Yeah, okay, or something like that, I think. Then we have items. So it is, you do not have to memorize, or nobody knows this when they are first time using InDesign. You have to read their documentation and understand how their structure works. So we have to give it a items, right? Items object, I think. Yes, we have to give it a items object, and with each object we have to give it a key. Like for each element, like for let's say navigation 1, we have to give it a key. Then we have to give it a name. That level, that means level, and the level is going to show here, as you can see, navigation 1. And then we have to give it an icon if it has any icon, right? If it has any icon, we are going to give it an icon. And then if it has any children, right? So now the children has the same thing, key, level, type. That means the if it is a group type, you have to give it a type group. Then you have, again you have children. So now you can nest, you can get them nested as far as you want, like we did with our category section. But this time we are not doing it manually, we are doing it with InDesign. So you can I'm showing you the both ways, so you can based on your preference or based on your project, you can use both ones, any of these you want. So okay, so let's start using that. So now if we go to, okay, so we have to render the menu, right? So let's take a menu first, then we can say InDesign menu, right? Then inside the menu, well, we do not have to give it a closing tag. Now inside menu, we can say the mode is inline, right? Inline. And for items, where is it? Items, okay. This showing you suggestions. Items, we can say items. Now we have to define the items. So let's take a object called items, and inside the object, uh, okay. So okay, it is taking an object or an array. I think it should take an array, right? Okay, it is taking an array of objects. So we can say that our categories, right? The categories we are getting categories dot map, and we can say category like we did with our large skin categories and drop down. We can say for our category, okay, what is going on here? Okay, so for our category, I want to return an object, right? So to return an object, you can do it two ways. You can you can take a second bracket, then you can return an object, and also you can, okay, sorry. Also you can wrap it up in a first bracket, then you can say I'm going to return an object. So the first element, first parameter you have to give it is a key, right? Let's say key. Okay. Mm, okay, so this key should be unique, right? Okay, let's see. sub1, sub2. Yes, this key should be unique. So we can just use our, as it is a string, we can use our key that we are getting from our MongoDB. We can say category dot underscore ID. So we have got our key. Now what do we have to enter? We have to give it a label, right? Okay, simple. Let's give it a label. Label. The label will be category dot name, right? Okay. So we have got our label. And before going on to the children's, let's see what we get from just this. Okay. Okay. So as you can see, this is not our large screen category drop down. This is the large screen category drop down, but this is our small screen category drop down, right? So initially we are getting this from our end design menu, but we do not just want this. We want it to be nested, right? So to do that, what we can do is okay. So these will be links, right? So we have to make it link actually. So we can take a link tag from href. Let's redirect to home page, and then we can enter the category name, right? Okay, what happened there? Okay, this is a string now. Okay, now it should work. Okay, now we do have children, right? So we can say that for children, children, for children, we want to show children if this category has children, right? So we can check like category dot children dot length not equals to 0. Then what are we returning? If we go to the documentation, we have to return another array, right? So we can say an array like no, we have to create an array, right? Ah, what am I doing? I have to map it. Category dot category dot children dot map. So let's say sub get, and then uh, it can return the same thing, right? If we have a nested one, let's check out the nested one. Okay, so inside children we have to give it a key the same way. Key, let's say subget dot underscore id, and let's say label, we have to enter the same label, and this time it will be subget. Okay, and we have some other props like type, this group, and then if it has children, okay, so if we do that, it will return an empty array. So it will try to render some children. We do not want to do that. We want to use the ternary operator. So if it has any, if it's the length is not equals to 0, then we are going to return an array. And if it is 0, we are just going to return null. Okay, so it doesn't render anything. And then inside that we have to give it the children prop again, and we can do the same thing again. Like let's copy this whole wrapper again. Okay, all right. So now what this is doing is okay, it's actually going to be too complex. Let's not do that. See, I messed up. Okay, so now I can say that subcat dot children dot length not equals to 0, then I can return the this one. Let's copy it. Okay, children dot map, let's say subcat 2. We also want to return. So let's say let's complete the ternary operator first. We can say want to return null, right? So then we have to give it a key again. Let's this time it will be subcat 2 dot key, sorry, dot id, and then we can say the level would be subcat. I'm doing a mistake again. I have to take the link from here. I can say subcat2 dot name. Okay. So what I am doing it, I am creating an state category, and I am not doing anything externally. I'm just following their documentation, right? You can just follow their documentation. They are doing it statically, but I am doing it with dynamic data. Okay, that's the difference. So first I am rendering the first categories, like the initial one with a key and level, and if it has any children, we are rendering the children. If it doesn't have any children, we have null. Then inside that subcategory, we are rendering key, level, we are giving it, we want to group all those subcategories. So we are saying type group, and then if those have any children, we can do that. So this cycle can go on and on. If this one has any children, you can enter children, then map it again. If that one has any children, so it will be infinity. You can go to infinity until your that children is empty. So I'm going to show you later on, as I said, with recursive function, but for now let's just do that, because I know that we are only going 3 levels for now in our categories. So that's why I can say for sure that we do not have any children after that. So let's go back to our UI and see what is happening. Okay, we have our electronic device, and if we go to devices, one, oh, okay, so we're not actually getting it as inline. Okay, why is this happening? Okay. Do I have to import something? Import some styles or something? Okay, all right. Width. Okay, let's give it a width then. Okay. It's still not working for some reason. Uh, okay, let's see. Okay, why is this happening? In the documentation, it's working fine, right? We can set up the mode to inline. Okay, I did that already. Yeah. We have a onClick function. I do not want to do that. Okay, let's inspect it. Actually, yeah, sure, inspect it. Let's actually give the wrapper element max height, like 100 create, and let's say overflow y to Sorry, overflow y. Oh, okay, no. Vertical, horizontal. Okay, let's set vertical. What happens if I say vertical? Horizontal. Let's try with horizontal. Okay. Okay.